Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we are Monica and Svet, and this is Joshi, and we make videos about veganism, van life, travel, van conversions, that kind of thing. So if you're interested, please support us by subscribing to our channel.
So in today's video, we're going to share with you 5 things we wish we knew before we started our van conversion. And if that interests you, make sure that you press the like button. Are you ready to start? Let's go.
First off,
it's a lot of work.
Like a lot of work. Not that it's hard, don't get discouraged, it's just a lot of little things that you need to do, and over time obviously they mount and mount and mount, and it's a long list of things that you need to get done. You have to pay attention, like remember you're building a house, so you have to pay attention to little details and touch every single thing and get it done properly, and it's just a lot of work.
Secondly, things takes twice as long as you think. And the reason for that is because when you come across a problem, it takes time to fix it, and those small things happen very often when you try to figure out things. And also another reason for this is if you're not experienced with building a van building a van just like us, you don't really plan well, because you think certain things are going to take some time, but then they happen to take much more longer. So yeah, this was thing we wish we knew before we started.
The third thing we wish we knew before we started our van conversion was not to rush and to get things done well the first time. This is really important, and we're just starting to realize this, and actually like very often we have conversations about, oh, we should have done this better. But because we were converting our van in the spring and the warm weather was coming and we wanted to hit the road, we were always rushing and trying to get things done just so that we can put things in place and hit the road, even if it wasn't perfect. We don't want things to be perfect, that's not our goal, but at the same time there's things that we did or didn't do that we should have done to save us time in the future. So for example, when we first started traveling, we didn't have a diesel heater. And if you've watched our previous videos, you know that we had a lot of trouble installing a diesel heater now, because it's much later in our conversion, so to say. And the other thing, and gave us a lot of problems, and now we can't even use it. Anyways, but the other thing that we rushed, and that is partially my fault, or mostly my fault, is the cabinet doors. So these are good ones, but the ones on the bottom, because we don't see them as often, I was like, let's paint them once, twice. I didn't really care how well I was painting them, and now they look super ugly to me. So they do the job, like they work, but I know that sometime in the future we'll need to redo them because they're not gonna last very long. So if you want to save both time and money and energy, make sure you get things done well the first time, especially if you plan on reselling your van eventually, because that's going to help you, it's going to have a higher resale value.
And the fourth thing we wish we knew about before starting our van conversion was to invest in higher quality products. And the example I'm going to give is our portable toilet and of course the diesel heater. So I mean, the portable toilet is still doing the job, but you know, after a time, you know, we see how, you know, cheap plastic it's made out of, and we started having, you know, problems with it within the first month or so of using it. And yeah, so it's not a very good one, but it's doing the job again. And the diesel heater, I mean,
sorry,
there's...
just to interrupt for 1 second. If we were to do this again, or maybe in the future we can upgrade, we'll probably get a compostable toilet or some kind of other toilet, because this one isn't really fun to clean. And as we said, it's really cheap plastic, and yeah, it's just barely doing the job. Yes,
and for the diesel heater, there's, I mean, it's self-explanatory. We talked about it before, but you know, it's again, there were many problems with the diesel heater, and the biggest one were that the pump was really cheap, didn't do the job for us. The supplied materials, the exhaust pipe was leaking waste gas, so we had to seal that.
Problem after problem.
Problem after problem, yeah. And then those O-rings that we were supposed to use for the hot air going out, they gave us the wrong ones. And again, that creates just so much frustration and problems.
Especially when you're trying to install it when it's already cold outside. Because you're rushing to get it done and it's not working, and it's just a lot of headache. And
now I would also probably, I think also one of the biggest things about a diesel heater is those little clamps that you use to make a connection between, let's say, the pump and somewhere else. And you have to use the small rubber and put that small clamp on the rubber that is supposed to hold the fuel line. Those things also looked very cheap, and that's a big issue, because if there is air going into the system, this is going to cause more smoke into the... I don't even know if it's going to cause more smoke,
but it's taking air in, right?
It's taking air in, yeah, and it's
so
problems. Yeah.
All of that to say, invest in good materials and in good products to save you all the trouble later on. Yes,
and I checked another more expensive diesel heater, and it seemed to have at least better supplied materials. They look the same, but you know, you don't have to go hunt for your supplied parts just to make it work. So
save yourself the trouble and go with the good things right off the bat.
Yeah.
And the fifth thing we wish we had thought about before we started our conversion is our layout. So we designed our layout so that it fits the most amount of things, so like clothes and towels and all of our belongings and stuff like that. However, what we missed to consider is to think about the lifestyle that we have and how we're going to be using our van. So the problem that we ran into, like within the first week of us living in the van, was that the couch that we're currently sitting on is too high up. And so as you can see, like our heads are right above. So if we want to sit on the couch and do work, we kind of have to go like this, and it's not really good for our backs. So we had to pivot and figure out different sitting options for us for while we work, because we need to be on our laptops and that kind of thing. And that was something that we didn't consider. If we had a chance, we were thinking the other day, we would have probably done something like a little bench here and a little bench there, and have a table in between or something like that. But we've made it work, like it works for now. But if you are to do if you're just starting your van conversion, this is something that you should think about, I think.
Okay, so these were the 5 things we wish we knew about van conversion before we started our van conversion, and we hope you like them.
And if you have any other things, like if you're an experienced van lifer and you have any other things that you would add, please feel free to share them in the comments below. This is going to help other future van lifers, hopefully save them some troubles that we have experienced. And other than that, if you like this video, like we said, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us support. It really helps support this channel. And if you like us and you like this video, you can always subscribe to our channel and support us that way. And other than that, we'll see you in our next video. Bye!
Bye!